Hey guys, how's it going today? Well, today's video, I gotta be honest with you, was basically me testing out something, trying something different that I had not done before. And I had what you call a fail. But I brought it back from the fail. Maybe not perfect, but I kept on going. So please watch the video, enjoy it, have fun, and remember, don't just, hey, it didn't work today, but you know what? Sometimes you got to give yourself a little bit of time. And that's what I did. I actually did it yesterday, and then I came back to it today, and I went, okay, this is what I'm going to give it a try one more time, see what happens. And I think I did a pretty good job, so for me. So, oh, by the way, if you don't mind, give me a thumbs up if you like what you saw. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And also, hit the bell for notification because that gives that little up on everybody else. Woohoo! All right. Okay, guys. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a little experimenting. Basically, what I did was I picked up some of the Sculpey Liquid Clay, and I'm going to give it a try to see if I can do something with it that might be a little bit interesting. I'm using glass here, and then I've got two cabochons of glass too, which will be the eyes of the face. So I want to see what happens. So let's see what goes. Okay, so what I've done is I've made my picture, and then I've taken away the glass eyes because I'm going to bake this, and then after I baked it, then I'm going to add clay to see if I can actually do what I think might be kind of fun. So after you're finished baking it now, which I had done, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off little pieces that maybe just for cleaning, the little things I don't want to look at. You can also leave it on because it kind of gives that drippy feel to it too, if that's what feels good for you. But me, I just want to take off those little extra pieces. They just don't really work for that spot or whatever as far as I'm concerned. See, just like get rid of that little piece there. That's it, nice and simple. And then, double check your glass just to make sure that it's clean and everything like that. So now it's cooled down, and this is staying on really nicely, but you've got to be careful because this can come off fairly easily if you were to wash it down or anything like that. So just leave it as is, and then when we add the clay, I think that's what's going to make it really cool. So clay wise, I've got white, green, yellow, red, pink, flesh tone, and some other pink that I have. But I think you can do some mixing in that. Oh yeah, blue too. All right, so there we are. We got our clays. Now I'm going to start adding those in. So what I've done here is I've now flipped it over upside down, and I'm going to add the clay. And then what I'll do is I'll just keep going back and forth, flipping the clay. You could do it all on one side. You could also change it back and forth if you want, to see if you can get different looks and stuff like that. I think it'll be kind of fun. I really don't know where this is going to go, but let's see what happens. Okay, I hope this gives you an idea where I'm going with. I added the clay to the back. Right now you'll notice little poke marks right there, and that is because when I was putting the clay on, I noticed air bubbles right away. So what I did was I poked actually out where the spots were if I couldn't push it out easily, but if I had a small piece I would just poke at it And then once I saw that the air bubble had broken, I would just reflatten it. And it gave me that nice smooth look that I'm looking for, right? Because it kind of looks kind of sharp. We'll see where we go from there. And then the thing too is you can take a look and you can push just to make sure that if you overlapped, you know, you can just see, oh, I didn't want that, and take that out. Yeah, so I'm going to keep going at it and see where it goes. It looks like it's going to be fun. All right. Okay, so I've put the lips in, right? They are on the other side of the glass, as I was showing you, right? So it's kind of like, see, it's on there, it's on there, it's on there. But what I thought to myself was I was going to do the little glass cabochon idea, right? And I think what I'm going to do there is what I did was I applied green clay to the back, right? And on both of them like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the white here on the inside and just put it that way. And then that way I think it will work a lot better because when you go to bake it, the glass pieces, you can push them down enough so that they'll stay and be stuck there and that. So I think that's going to be cool. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just simply going to push out that piece like that and make sure that it just sits up at the edge of my design, and it should look pretty cool. Okay guys, now when I put the white in, I noticed right away that it had a kind of a starry look about it. So what I did was I added the flesh just to make an eyelid. Then I can add colors in here. But at the beginning of it, it just looked a little too, you know, like she was just staring at you. So like I said, I'm just gonna add another eyelid over here, and then any colors in behind I can add too. Well, so far things are looking pretty darn good. I'm now going to add the flesh. And when I do that, what it'll do is it'll make a slight difference between the flesh that you see on the outside to the inside. So it should be a bit of fun too, right there. And then I'll put in the hair, and then we're ready for baking. Now you can see what I'm talking about when I said there's quite a dramatic difference, right? Because it goes through the glass, it looks different. So it's got to be a nice kind of bright, fleshy pink there, and more of a duller pink. Also, again, make sure that you push all the bubbles out. So you're going to have to take your time as you do your section. And the other thing too is that I also make sure that the pieces are actually going to be attached and touching. So wherever they are, I'm going to make sure that they touch, right? Here I can leave the glass smooth as it is, but still make sure that they're going to be touching, because you don't want a piece to suddenly fall off. Well, as you can see, I've added the pink flesh into the back and the yellow hair. I also made the pupils just a little bit bigger. I didn't like the tiny ones. Now I'm going to bake it. When you are baking it, make sure that you have some air going underneath the glass, because you don't want it flat. You need something to raise it up a little bit so that there's air flowing underneath. That way you don't have any issues. So at the last minute, I got an idea here. So I'm going to try that and see what it looks like. And yeah, I think it'll be kind of cool. See what happens, right? A little surprise. So just before I baked it, I just realized that it needed a little something. So I put a little flower in her hair. That's it. Nice and simple. The whole picture's nice and simple and basic, but it works. Well, I kind of have to say that I like how it turned out, but there's definitely a problem. I think I had what they call an epic fail on this. And if I show you, you'll see what I'm talking about. If you look up at it closely like that, there's, for some reason, the clay itself, the actual consistency of the color is not there. And I don't think it's anything to do with the clay. I think actually the glass itself may have had some dirt on it. I thought I cleaned it well, and it just turned out like that. You can consider that good or bad. I don't know how you want to look at it. You know, a little bit of texture, right? But there you are. Okay, so even though this turned into a fail, I'm going to try to redeem myself and try something a little different. So I'm going to show you what that's all about. So let's see what happens here. Now, what I did was I went and I got some Liquid red ink, acrylic ink, and I added it to my liquid Sculpey to give a paint color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run that completely over the face, see what happens. I mean, it might be just more of an epic fail. So sometimes you experiment and things go great, and other times you blow it. But I like to try different things and try to see if that can work. So there you are. Well, I gotta be honest, I do like it. Oh yeah, even though it's got like swirls in it, those swirls are okay because they kind of really bring it out and the whole thing comes out nicely. So I'm really glad that I didn't give up. You know, it wasn't looking great. I didn't like those little blotchy color things underneath. It's okay with the yellow of the hair, that's fine, right? And a little bit on the cheeks, that's fine. But on the face, in your face, I kind of like it a lot more. I like the swirls and stuff like that, and because it's got that, I could have really mixed the colors so it was perfectly blended, but I don't think it really needed it. This is perfect. I like that. So I'm really happy with myself for not giving up. And there you go. It's a nice little simple project. It's not too hard, and yet lots of fun. Right? And you could definitely make it more complicated, make it more interesting. Using the two layers of, or the two directions of the colors with the yellow and that, cool, very, very cool. Make sure your glass is like super, super clean if you're gonna give it a try. And like I said, have fun with the situation. Don't give up. There you are. Well, guys, I hope you liked it. And just like I said, it's not the best piece I've ever done, but by gosh, I'm glad that I didn't give up. And I think that's actually the part that came out in the end for myself, was that I was ready to say, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And because it was a simple idea, and I thought, oh, this will look really, really sharp. And then when I looked at it at the end, I was like, oh. But what turned out? Pretty good, pretty good. You know, it's not perfect, but I'm happy with myself. And that's the thing. You gotta be happy with yourself, right? So, go out there, be fun, be cool like a big bull moose, and have a wonderful day. Ay, 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 ay.